Sorry, I've been away for a while. I have been swamped with cake orders. For example, this one is a wedding cake, and as you saw in the beginning, I actually had to use 2 hands to put this on my turntable because this one was heavy. Heavy, heavy. You got so heavy, baby. Literally. This one is actually my largest heart cake that I've done. It's 12 inches and the flavor is chocolate sponge with a brown sugar vanilla simple syrup and a vanilla buttercream. So it was a small intimate wedding. She said she wanted the cake to feed about 50 people. So this is a great size. And as you can see here, I'm just scraping on my white buttercream. Do you know what? I had to buy a new metal scraper because I don't know if this happens to anybody else, but my utensils just go missing, and I'm sure my family is hiding it from me because the minute I buy a new thing, I find it like 2 weeks later. But anyway, I used a 104 piping tip for the ruffles, and here I'm using a 6B for my shells. The design itself was pretty simple. She just wanted like a classic vintage look with all white piping, so that's what I'm doing here. And I used my Squire's Kitchen Squire's Kitchen icing whitener to whiten my buttercream. And now I'm going in with some sprinkles because she wanted like a little cascading effect from both corners of the heart. All of the decor stuff that I'm using is linked in my Amazon must-haves in my bio. And now I'm using a 21 piping tip for the reverse shell border because you know I'm always going to do a reverse shell border when I can. Here I'm using a number 3 writing tip for the drop lines. And guys, a little mishap happened. So as you can see, this one wasn't working. And then when I was trying to scoop it up, my piping tip dipped into the cake. But guys, you cannot panic when doing a wedding cake. You just gotta stop, breathe, and do some surgery. So I put the cake in the freezer for like 5 minutes, and then I was able to pick off any of the icing that I wasn't happy with. And then I went in with a paintbrush just to brush away any of the surgery marks, any of the stitches, yeah. And then I used a bead to cover up that hole, but I can't just have one random bead, so I went around and added beads everywhere, and it ended up being a Bob Ross happy mistake because it was cute. You can't go wrong with sprinkles. So I went back in with my 104 ruffle tip for some ruffles, and then I used an 18 piping tip just to add some more piping on top of those ruffles, and you can't even tell a mistake happened. That's why I need to keep calm and carry on, do you get me? And then guys, I've done this whole voiceover in one take. Wow, okay. Now I'm just adding on my shells just to cover up the seam lines of those drop lines, and I'm going in with some glitter. I did test this glitter before adding it onto the cake because we need to make sure it's silver, not black, and this one was indeed silver. Anyway, here is a final spin. I added on this topper which I made myself. It says always and forever. And now let's deliver this thing. So I was actually bringing this cake in an Uber for over an hour. When I tell you I could not breathe, watch TikToks, I couldn't do anything. But luckily it arrived in one piece. It matches the decor beautifully. It's so gorgeous. If there is one thing I'll say to brides, it's get a cake stand. It just elevates the cake even more. But regardless, it looks gorgeous. And as always, let me know what you guys think. Bye, cuties.